Hi, I'm Josiah,
And I'm Elizabeth.
and this is Worth Watching. So we uploaded our consciousness to these computers.
I feel like my mind has been set free.
Hello and welcome to this episode of Worth Watching. Today we are reviewing Transcendence.
So this movie follows a scientist played by Johnny Depp and his wife, a fellow scientist played by Rebecca Hall, and Johnny Depp's character is shot and killed by a terrorist. And what ends up happening is that Rebecca Hall and her friend, played by Paul Bettany, upload Johnny Depp's consciousness to a computer hard drive and sort of save his mind and the electrical signals that it's comprised of to try to preserve him outside of his body. And the movie follows what happens from then on out and sort of the consequences of doing that and what that means for the whole rest of the world.
So throughout this movie, it was very serious and pretty dark, and I would say there was no humorous moments, no parts where you started laughing, you got involved into it. It was just like dry and pretty serious throughout the whole thing.
And I think the movie took itself a little too seriously in a real world sort of sense, and that the movie was treating itself like it was taking place in the real world, like this technology thriller drama sort of thing, when really the stuff that it was showing you felt a little more like it should be more on the lines of a slightly more sort of sci-fi action kind of movie. And so those two tones really didn't work well together and kind of pulled you out of the movie with you going, I'm not sure how I'm supposed to be relating to these characters, if it's supposed to be situationally, as in feeling like it's realistic, or if I'm supposed to be able to relate to them on an emotional level, with a situation that's more fantastic.
So the actors in this movie did a very good job of performing their roles, and I thought it was very relatable, especially, of course, Johnny Depp was my favorite in this movie.
He is a really good actor and can play a wide variety of roles, and people don't give him a lot of credit for that. But again, I think he did a good job in this movie. I also really liked Cillian Murphy. I'm a big Cillian Murphy fan. I liked his character. I thought he did a good job with it. He plays an FBI agent in the film, and you can really sort of he's sort of the character who kind of goes into things from the audience's perspective, and so you can really sort of get some good information from him. I thought he played his role well. What did you think of Rebecca Hall's performance?
It didn't really strike me as fantastic, but I thought it was good. It wasn't anything that I went out like, oh wow, she did a good job. Johnny Depp had pretty much the limelight in the whole movie.
Right. I thought Rebecca Hall did well with what she was given. I thought there was some writing and stuff that really could have been done better, especially for some lines that her character had where it sort of downplayed her performance a little bit. And I thought that she did, again, the best with what she was given.
So this movie was pretty confusing. It was so much thinking you got confused because some of the things didn't make any sense at all, and especially the ending, you left the movie theater confused.
Right, and again, I think there's a good sort of version of that, which is like the thought-provoking movie that makes you think, it makes you put stuff together for yourself, and then there's the movie that's kind of unfocused and doesn't know where it's going and doesn't have a clear message that it's trying to convey. And I think, unfortunately, this falls into the second category, where you're going through it going, I really am not sure what I'm supposed to be feeling or thinking right now because they're not making this clear enough to me. They're not giving me enough information to piece together what's going on. And so it ended up just feeling like there were sort of a lot of plot holes in there. And I know that this movie is Wally Pfister's first directorial debut. He was previously Christopher Nolan's cinematographer, and this is the first movie he's directing. And things like pacing issues or issues with a little bit of a lack of focus and stuff like that are very frequent problems that first-time directors have. So I think, I was sort of expecting that going in. And again, I don't really blame the guy because, again, it's his first movie, and I hope to see more from him in the future because I think he'll be able to improve and sort of get his head around things a little better. And again, it's his first movie, so that's all sort of problems you'd expect someone's first movie to have.
So the one thing he did get right in this movie was the music, definitely. It was orchestra and a little bit of futuristic, but it really fit with the movie well.
Yeah, it's got a blend of a hybrid of electronic and choir and orchestra, stuff that really fit the tone of the movie really well with sort of the mending of humans and machines coming together, and that's exactly what the soundtrack reflects and just sets a great tone whenever it shows up. So as a whole, what would you rate this movie?
I'd have to give this movie a high C because it was a little entertaining. It was more like a thought process movie, but it deserves a little bit more than a middle C.
Yeah, I'm actually going to give it a low B because I feel like it could have been better. I think the concept was really interesting. And again, I'm going to give Wally Pfister some credit. It's his first movie. I think he'll be able to do better in the future if he gets more projects. But again, it was kind of confusing. There were some plot holes. There was some stuff that really didn't make sense. The tone had some issues. It was a little lack of focus, so I can't give it any higher than a very, very low B.
Thanks for watching this episode of Worth Watching.
Remember to like the video if you liked it, comment down below on your thoughts on Transcendence, and of course, subscribe if you want to see more. Bye.